Okay. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
I will cover some more stuff, but we'll really, I promise, we'll look at the whole seven saburi and we'll do a few different things with it. So just start with, just do a very short warm up as they get in. Vertical. And the body sink down. And if it's a bit colder, just bring the feet up a bit more. You can make it into a kind of jump. Just exploring the relationship with the ground. And Nick uses this image quite a lot, which is a really nice image I like. It's like someone's got a string tied all the way through the spine to the top of the head, and they're kind of yanking it up a little bit. It's like being pulled up through the top of the head. This is a nice image for creating length through the body. And what you want to do is when you sink it down, you don't want to kind of lose that sense of tautness or that sense of length. So I don't want to go into kind of compression again. Just get a sense of constant length, 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 length. You just have to sleep to a good time because the spine's been relaxed. It's actually a nice, more long. You're a bit taller when you wake up. And then through the day, you get a bit more compressed. So. Just having to explore, if you're kind of coming up, just bring the toes up. Again, just create as much length as you can through the whole body. Especially pay attention to like the neck or any kind of area in the body where you kind of feel tension. Apart from the toes, obviously, they're going to be naturally in tension. Just check in with the whole body. Maybe one calf's a bit tighter than the other. Maybe one hip, just kind of check in. Take a nice deep breath in. And then just slowly sink the body down. It's really slow. Sinking the heels down. And then just do the same. You're going to raise the toes up. Press the weight into the heels. And again, just keep a kind of length through the body. Bring the toes up. And just check in with the body. Kind of tension. Sinking down. You're just working with the toes. You're going to bring the toe up. Big toe. Press the big toe down and then bring the other toes up. And just keep cycling between the two. Big toe up, big toe down. Big toe down, big toe up. Good. And just very gently working the sides of the feet, the edges. Just let the weight of the body sink down, so it's not necessarily kind of pressing in, just letting the weight settle into it. Okay, just using the body weight, just let it kind of fall into it. And very gently, just kind of as if you're kind of walking on the heels, but don't go anywhere, just kind of press them. So just on the heel. You can do this by walking in circles, a bit more complicated. Yeah, just check in with the body, feel what's going on. One side might be a bit tighter. Okay, one foot down, just circling the foot a little bit. Both ways. And going to go between pointing the toe, pointing the heel. Pointing the toe, pointing the heel. All the time, keep as much as you can of the legs straight, kind of straight out to the front, or fully extended. Probably a better way to think about it, just extend through it. And you're going to alternate between pressing the extension out through the heel and pressing it out through the toe. And just kind of cycle between the two again. That. And the same thing, keep the legs straight and circle the foot. So there's kind of no movement happening in the rest of the leg, just the ankle. In one way and the other. Keep the leg as straight as you can, or as fully extended as you can. If you feel the balance is getting kind of in the way, just go to use a chair, use a joke, use something as a kind of aid. Good. And then just swing in the leg. Keep it straight. We can make it a little bit. And then just have to track it out nice and slow. Comes out, tracks out, and then back to center. And you want to think about the knee. You also want the knee to come back into alignment, so it kind of tracks out, opens out, and then imagine it's like this knee pulls it into it. Go. And all the time it's quite straight. Good for the balance as well. The supporting leg's really working now. So out, and then track it back. And then do the same. You go out, around, and then back. Out, around, and back. And it doesn't have to be so high off the ground. Here we go. Really good for the balance. Out, around, track it back. Out, around, track it back. Good. And just shake off the supporting leg a little bit. There. And just do the same. Just start with circling the foot, nice and loose. Legs nice and loose. Just going to use a chair on this side. Okay, and then straighten the leg out. Again, you're going to go between the heel and the toe. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. And then the same, keep the leg straight, just working the ankle. And both ways. And then just swinging it out. With the foot just kind of scraping the ground a little bit. Just no tension in the foot. There. If you find this kind of comfortable, bring the leg a bit further back. And then you'll feel the glutes, everything goes. That's kind of what you want. You want to tighten their glutes a little bit. There. There. And then just tracking it out. So it goes out to the side and then back. Out to the side, back. Out to the side, back. Keeping the leg as straight as possible. And then the other way. Out, around and back. Out, around and back. Yeah, and just shake it out. Okay. Just working out the knees, so just bring the knees up very lightly. Just have the hands kind of hip level. Just bringing the knees up. As if you would do this in karate, you would do like this, but nice and gentle. Contact with either the hand or the forearm. And just feel a little bit like, even though we're not doing it in a kind of aggressive way, feel that kind of compression that happen between the hand, the leg, and the foot. So there's something happening, or there's something that needs to happen in order for me to kind of hold that position. If I'm too kind of loose, the structure goes nowhere. So imagine the structure is going to like come into place. So something happens between the foot and the contact here. This. Again, imagine you're doing it like in water, or you're doing it in like a thick substance. So there's an element of doing it against resistance. And you do the same thing. You're going to bring it up, stretch the leg out, bring it back. So do this one side because your gut switch in this case is it's a bit much. So you go like up. And you can just work this up when you feel comfortable on the leg. Up, up, up and out, and then back. Up, 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 out, and then back. So we're going to retract. This was very difficult for me to learn because I came from football. I was used to really like this. But when you kick like this, it's like the knee comes up first, and then the leg comes out, and then it comes back. So it kind of falls up, presses forward, comes back, and then goes back down. So it's got a different kind of pattern than a football kick. That's it. Good. And just do a few on one side, switch to the other, and then just keep kind of switching back when you're kind of comfortable on one side. Bring it up, and then reach out, and then come back. And just notice whether one side's different than the other. It usually is. You'll usually have a strong side, or a more stable. You'll feel more stable on one side. So just go and come up. Just work your way into it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's it. That's it. Nice. That's it. And then just a few, you're going to go from a stance like this. You do the same movement, but you now come up, reach out, come back, reach and come back. So you're coming back into a stance now. Don't worry so much about the stance. There's a kind of pattern in the karate. It's a bit more frontal. In the Aikido, we tend to be a bit more side on. So just do what feels comfortable for the hips. The main thing is this kind of swing through. And the actual main thing is get into this position where I'm like this. So it's not so much about this initial stance. It's just that's the kind of positional thing. But just get a sense that you're going to kind of come up onto one leg. Go, 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 go. And just there. There. And just think of it as mobility. I'm not really interested in power in this case. It's not so much about the kicking, it's much more about the balance. And you are, by nature of the movement, totally unstable. You are totally off balance because you're just on one leg. So the best thing is just enjoy being unstable and enjoy being out of balance. And the less you care about it, and the more you enjoy it, the less it actually matters. The more you'll feel actually going stable. So, yeah. Nice. Okay, great. Just keep changing sides. You can do like four or 5 on one side, 4 or 5 on the other. Okay, good. The main thing with this is also the retraction. So the kind of out and then the back. So really feel that you also go back to stable. Now the key thing is that I'm not actually going anywhere. It's a bit like when we do the saburi work. I'm not kind of coming forward and then I can't pull that back. So get a sense that you're not actually going anywhere. I'm just kind of balancing to everything's going to this like this and then draws it back. This is why this stage is really important. This stage should be like sitting down. So it's like you sit down into the structure. Down, and then reach out and then come back. So all the time that the structure should feel like it's sitting into itself. And that's really about like being balanced and being grounded. It's just allowing the structure to sit into itself. Line up. That. Good. But kicking is not something we do so much in Aikido, but it's actually a really useful skill. Good, we'll just explore a little bit to the side. So just back to one leg and just reaching the leg out. You can keep it kind of straight, extended. That, and just come back down. Now you want to do it again with like a resistance. I can do it like this. Or I can do it with, again, a sense of like pressure out. If you imagine you've got these like resistance bands around the leg, it's like I'm pulling the leg apart and then slowly bringing it back. So just do this quite slow. The slower the better. So, and this will really allow you to explore the balance as well. Yeah, if you need to use the hands or if you need to use a stool or something to kind of balance the body, but just notice now you're going to go into that. Feel that you kind of expand out, just stretch out the leg and then bring it back. You can, if you want, do this like one side and then the other. So you've got kind of the legs. And again, explore your own instability and enjoy it a little bit. There. Especially when you go into one leg. Stability is really, really a tricky balance. Good. And just explore your range of what you want to do. In this one, like keep the toes facing forward. And then if you like, you can also play with the foot coming out, so opening out. You'll feel the hip actually open up. So if I feel like that position, the hip's quite, I've got a limited mobility here. But if I do that, then I can come much further up with it. So just play with the position of the foot a little bit as you do it. It can be toes facing forward or toes facing out to the side. That's it. Good. There we go. Also explore a little bit like holding it at the top and just see what it takes for the body to kind of hold that structure in place. Yeah. And again, just enjoy being precariously balanced. This is the word. There we go. And you notice the hands will start to do very strange things also, like, it starts to kind of, yeah, good. There we go. Great. Bodies are really interesting. There we go. Good. Good. Great. Super. If you do the same thing, it's a bit like a kind of sumo squat. So you kind of, what I always do is like, it's a similar thing, like raising up through the knee. You're going to take it to the side, so you come out and then just press it down. So you're going to go a little bit into a squat. Just get into it a little bit. So it's not so much about the squat, it's about the kind of raise up, open the knee out, and then press it down. It's not quite a sumo squat, it's a bit adaptive, but it's like this, out, and then down. And again, just play a little bit. You'll probably find the hands start to kind of follow the movement anyway, but just focusing a little bit on in the feet, opening it out, pressing the structure down. And you've got like a really good, great chance in the squat position, really stable. So the body goes into like, and it's not so much about the stability, it's just, again, I've got a really strong base and I can allow the structure again to just boom, fall into the ground. So just enjoy, you've got a really moment of instability and then a very clear moment of boom, stability. And this is really also a kind of exploration of a base as well. So you've got a very narrow base, one foot, and then opening the base out. And the body can just sit between the two legs. Let's give it a try. Start quite light with the squat, and then if you like, you can also make it a bit deeper as you do it. I can't quite do it deeper, so. Yeah, that's about my limit. That's it. Good. And even though it's like a leg exercise, you'll feel it's going to involve the whole body. The whole body needs to be recruited into the movement. This is a really nice move. Good. Great. That's it. Good. Nice. Great. And some of you are doing this already. Just explore the movement. Now you can do it to the side. You can also go to the front and the back. Now I imagine a little bit like a low gate that you'll find a lot of these in England, like a turnstile. I imagine like stepping over, and then you can also bring the other leg with it. So just play now a little bit like moving around the mat or moving around the space. Moving around the mat. Dojo terminology. Over, and then bring the other leg with it. So it's going to come over, around, and then pick a new spot. A little bit like we did yesterday with this kind of stepping on stakes or stepping on wooden poles. Really kind of aim the foot at a specific point, and then change. And feel free that you can also change the direction. I come to this point, and then I can change the direction. To the point, change the direction. Again, just explore balance, instability, stability, imbalance. Again, exploring your relationship to the ground. There we go. Nice. Nice. Great. Nice. Great. Nice. Great. And then we just finish with this swinging exercise. So just kind of knees shoulder width apart, raising up, and you're just going to kind of swing through, drop through the knees, swing through. And now what you really want to do is like combine the arm movement, the feeling in the arms with the feeling in the whole body. So the arms are going to be really dragged down. So this is really like a kind of unifying exercise as well as a kind of swing, finding the arc. It's also kind of unifying the whole structure. And my intention to just swing through the structure. So a really simple kind of combining or unifying exercise for the body. All the parts acting together, but also all the parts are doing their own individual thing. So just kind of check through the body as well. The knees are doing something totally different to the arms. The hips are doing something totally different. The head's doing something, but they're all combining together. And they're all kind of contributing to the movement. There. More and more feel the structure come down. And it's less about kind of pushing down, and it's more about just kind of just letting the feelings sink. So the feeling's just going to sink naturally with the movement. There we go. And you get more and more into it, just try and feel the center work. The center, center. There we go. Good. Nice. That's it. Nice. Okay. So usually knees are a problem in Aikido, and also shoulders are the big problem. So just, oh, hello, who's this? Hi, Nina. Okay, cool. So just watch this. You're gonna do the same exercise. You're just gonna pause it. You're just gonna stop it here, this position. So the swing's gonna kind of carry through the structure, the arm. But I want you to feel that the shoulder goes into structure. And by that I mean like it's gonna roll back and down. So this is really hard to show with the gi, or with anything. But hey, Nina. So, but you're gonna let the shoulder roll back and down. So it's as if something rolls over the chest into the shoulder. So the shoulder blade is gonna like sit into the structure this way. As it goes down, go. That means the shoulder's not doing this. And it basically doesn't finish in this position. It finishes rolled back and down. So just kind of explore it. Just give yourself a bit of time here. And just feel the shoulder basically more and more roll back and down. And find it again, swing it down. Just explore the structure of the shoulder. Obviously for mobility work, I want the shoulder to be in flexion and moving. But in terms of when I make an impact, like a strike or a sword cut, I need the shoulder to be really in structure. Because if it's not, then I apply force to it, the shoulder's going to take the impact. A bit like the knee. If it falls out of structure and then you apply force to it, it will break. Oh, slowly over. It won't happen just in one chance. It will happen if I do thousands of suburis every day and breaking against the structure, weakening the structure. So that's it. Good. Okay, good. And what I noticed, I use this exercise a lot because I work a lot on like width at the moment, because the up down's kind of easy, front back's kind of easy, side to side's quite difficult. It's one of the directions that's really hard to work. So what I noticed with this is if the shoulder's not really in place, it has a quality of smallness. So it has a kind of tightness in it. So what I find is when the shoulder rolls back and down, I feel the whole chest expand. So the feeling's not only like the shoulders back and down, but this whole chest goes into relaxation as well. So this is a key area for us as martial artists, especially for sword work, because this is the tell. When I make a sword cut, I'll show you with the sword. We're going to this a little bit. If my kamai's in a way like really loaded in the chest, the first thing to release it when I get something from the chest, and then the cut. So this is a big signal that I'm about to attack, and I basically want to minimize that through bodywork and through structure. And I want to get to a place where the chest is just relaxed down, and then the movement can just come out of that. But if the chest is in my kind of small place, I've got to kind of release through it to make the cut. So these are like when we talk about signals in the movement. A slightly different topic, but it's actually the same topic in terms of the structure. So just imagine like really a sense of width expansion. And then what I want to feel is like the movement can just come directly into it. A lot of the time we put the structure in a bad place, and then we like wind the structure up and then do the movement. Wind the structure up and then do the movement. But just feel that you can now get the sense that it's wide and then it just goes. And it just goes. It just goes. That's it. So it just goes. The movement just boom. It's like instantaneous. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then just play with it. You can do it like fluidly, in and out, bum, 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 back to where we started. But just again, feel that kind of connection is really direct. That's it, Bernie, good. Yeah. And just feel what's going on in the shoulder, or just listen to it. That's the main thing. Just listen to it. That's it. Ah, good. Yeah. Great. Very nice. So, very nice. There we go. Huh.
Michael, I was doing this yesterday on my own, and I just thought this seems like to me like I'm ringing, you know, like groups of bell ringers in the church when they're pulling the ropes. It just seems like that sort of movement to me. I don't know.
It's exactly that. It's really exactly that. So it's gonna go and go. Actually, do this now because you mentioned it. Because we're going to go into the sword work. Actually, the same thing. This is where the sword work's like universal for me, because it's like everything can be sword work. That's a bit like if everything. What's the saying about a hammer? If all you have is a hammer, everything's a nail, right? But this is sword work's great because you can apply it to anything, painting, whatever. But just get the sense now that the hands are like this. They're going to work down the center. So rather than spreading, they're going to really fall onto the center line. So it's like this now. Now you'll find, because it's a bit obvious. I feel stupid saying it, but the arms can't now go further than this. They can't go beyond the body. So before the arms could swing back. Now they can't swing back because the center's basically in the way. So it's a bit stupid to say, but get like that. Come. So now the arms have a limit. Come. And really feel like you've got the sword in the hand. Or like Nick says, like this idea of like pulling a rope down. So it's got this sense now of like that. Now the key is like this impact. Because the movements, the bell ring is a really great example of this, because you can't ring the bell by doing this. It will go nowhere. You will just get the weight of the bell. So I need to link it to the spine and drop the body. So it's really a body drop. Bam! Or if you look at the WWF wrestlers, they do these body slams. You can't do it. You can't pick someone up and drop them by doing it with the hands. Judo teaches you this really clearly, but you can't just pick someone up with the arms and drop them. You need to get the whole body underneath them and then drop the body to do it. So judo is a really great teacher for this, for body mechanics. But just get the sense now you raise up through the body's underneath the hands, and then the body's drawing it down. So the hands are totally under control by the body. Boom, yeah. And now you look for something that's kind of impacting. And this is like the percussive quality that we train with, especially in our style. And this comes from sword work. Yeah, that's it, Keith. Bum, 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 bum. Good. And you can really train this quality like in anything, but especially sword work's a really great way to train it. Yeah. Here we go. Go. Yeah. Ah. Okay, so in a way, it's like we talk about the center dropping, but actually everything's going to drop in this case. So feel that like everything drops with it. That includes the shoulders as well. The key problem we've got is like we drop everything and go into contraction and drop it. So the key thing is that when I do this movement, create length and then maintain it down. But the shoulders are actually sinking as well. So that everything's going to kind of, so when we talk about compression down, everything falls down, but I maintain the length of the structure. That's really crucial. So when we do these kind of exercises, this is to create length. And then when you do these kind of exercise, length. So just think about like impacting down, but length. And that means you've got this impact down, bam, and this lengthening up. And that length never goes away. Go. It's always going to be there. You do it. That's it.
Get much more of a sense of the lower back when the hands are in the front than you do with the hands to the side.
Yeah. In a way, it's because of the pressure's loaded more to the front. So because the hands are now in the front, there's much more. I need basically the structure of the back to support it. And if it doesn't, where you get this, like if the back falls weak, if I bend the back, then this happens. I go into counterbalancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just notice now, if you talk about length through the spine, let me show this with a job. Just feel that it's not necessarily, it's not a totally straight line because nothing's really straight, but have the feeling like as you go back, that the structure basically sits along a kind of pipeline. Now I don't want to do this. I don't want to break the structure, especially at the spine. I'll show you that. I don't want to do that. So I don't want the structure to kind of weaken like this. I want the structure to lengthen. So especially now be aware of the lower back, especially this region, this whole region. Yeah, stay there. Again, really simple exercise, but very, very, very useful for training the body. Yeah. Yeah, and just feel what's going on in that lower back region as well. That's also, it's a really difficult area because we can't see it. We've got a kind of concept image of it, and you need to have a feeling sense of it. There we go. Great. Great. Okay, grab a bokken. Now the work is like keep that whilst you do it with a sword. So added weight, added pressure. And just see if you can do it. So just go into shoulder width stance. It's like this. It's the same position, the same movement, and exactly the same feeling. So just get the sense now. The thing that's different is obviously going to be in a kamae first. So you want a good grip. And the real thing that's different is now the position of the front hand. So rather than be together, they're just here. And just do the same. You're going to go find the back, create length, and then drop it through. On the back, drop it through. And just let everything fall down. Yeah. And just notice that now, like the added weight of the sword, just the added weight in itself adds a lot more pressure to the body. Especially be aware now of the shoulders. Don't want them to kind of pull out of the structure. Sinking back and down. Bam. That's it. Yeah, good. Good. Nice. Yeah, and now really notice, because the tendency is I've got the thing in the hand, is to try and move it from the hands. So it starts to become like this because I got this, and then I start the movement in the hands, and then I drop the body. Really give that movement to the center. So really move from the center. Because we talk about center work like it's some kind of mysterious thing, but it really just moving from the center of the body. So get the sense that this connects to the sword there. So just work with now a connection like this, but the center is dragging the sword. The center's dragging the sword. That, and then open it out so you've got that. But really don't start in the hands. Body, center. So all the time, whatever the movement is, it's always going to be governed from the center, from and by the center. Yeah. That's it. Done. Good. Great. Very nice. Good. And if you think about, we're going to look at the wave idea on Sunday. Every wave has like an end. So there's a peak, a raise, and every wave goes down, boom, and finishes. So every part of the movement, everything has an end. So the wave's like a beginning, middle, end, but there's always an end. So just watch this. If I do like this, I never really stop the wave. It goes, but if you imagine this gets like the wave crash, like a wave in the sea, crashing onto the shore, it's got a quality like boom. The wave stops from the center. So just have that sense that there's a beginning, there's a start, there's the middle. The middle is really important. The middle is where we spend a lot of time. The middle, but the end also very important. But I don't want the end to kind of continue. It's like a film that never ends. It just keeps going. Oh, another ending. Oh, finish the film. So finish the cut, basically. That's the end. Go, go, go. And then you start a new one. Yeah, good. That's it. Ba, 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 bam. Good. That's it. Good, 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 good. This is a really important distinction because if you, I use this image like dropping a rock into water because every movement has an echo. But if you think about the rock doesn't move, it just drops, boom. And the rock's like, boom, doesn't move. That's the image of the rock is like the center. So the center hits the ground and doesn't move. It doesn't need, because it doesn't need to move because it's just hit the ground, boom. Now, if I get like, this is the center when it's wobbling. So what I don't want to happen is like, the center's like getting pulled out. So feel that the movement has an impact and an echo. The echo is really important, or the ripple out. Go, go, go. So just go to like this now. It's like go, 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 go. But I don't allow the ripple to disturb the rock. Go, this. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. But not go, go, go. Like that. This is out of balance. So just try. Good. So something heavy drops, boom, from the center. Yeah, there we go. And then it ripples out into the hands. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And if the center never stabilizes, the cut can never stabilize. So the center's the center's the key thing with this. Yeah. Good. Roland, good. There we go. There we go. Where's my pipe? Yep. All right. I'm going to show you something because I see this a lot and it's like, it's kind of annoying. But watch this. I'll show you with this first. Where's my sword gone? Oh, there it is. Watch this. If I look for the echo in the hands, it will be like this. So it's like the hands doing this. Now the vibration is not that. So it's not the hands doing this. So it's not that I do this and then shake the hands. This is like shaking the sword. It's not shaking the sword. It's really like gum, gum. So it's the combining of the hands coming together, bam, like this. So I show you with a foam thing because it's kind of easier to explain it. Because if I do like this, I'm just vibrating the hands. Now it feels good because it feels like, oh, I'm getting the end to vibrate, but it's not the thing. So what you want in this case is like, go, 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 go. So the hands stop, bang, like this, bang. And this is where it applies, this is where the sword work applies out, because it's like I'm gripping a person's arm. And this is how I grip someone's arm, with that kind of percussion, bang. But I don't grip the arm by doing this. It would be like ridiculous if you did this in training, kind of, but yeah. That. So just get the sense now to go, 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 go. My focus is not in the tip. My focus is here between the two hands. So it's something between the center and the two hands. The focus out is going to happen anyway. But just get the sense that the hands are combining together. Bang, bang, bang. But I don't want to do like that. I don't want to do that. That. I want to do bang, bang, bang. That. So it's just a squeeze. In the end, it's just a kind of squeeze. So doing it also with something light is also really important, but it's not that. It's dum, dum. Something between the hands combining. I don't think we're going to get beyond the first saburi today. Sorry about this. We got stuck. Oh, there we go. Ba-bum. There we go. Okay, got it. Good. Great. So I used to need to not kind of look for that vibration because it will just happen naturally. That's it, John. Good. Good. Nice. Got it. Dong. Great. Good. Okay. think I talked about this yesterday, but also just what if I go too high with it, also I will create a block in the system. So it's like a kink in the system, and then I won't be able to pass that movement through. If I'm too far away, also I create a kind of disconnection. If I'm too low, also I can't find it. Where is it? I can't combine it because the center is basically flat. Now it's not impossible to find it, but the easiest way to find it is if it goes down to this level. It's about the level of the navel, about that. That's about that level. That level. And this is basically the level where the sword is parallel to the ground. So it's totally flat with the ground. And then the feeling is like, you're doing this. So that's the kind of feeling you want in the cut. Like it's impacting the ground. Ba, 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 like this. Yeah, good. Good. And it's not only a feeling that it's impacting the ground, it's actually impacting the ground through the footwork. Yeah, that's it. Oh, good. Nice, nice, nice. Great. Okay, so we'll just take it into the first suburi proper. Come in now with the feet. So you roll to the back. Really allow yourself to go into the back leg and then press it all forward. Roll to the back, press it forward. Roll to the back, press it forward. Oh, I've got someone. Serena. Oh. Okay, good. So just going into the first suburi. The key thing is that when you go into the first suburi now, don't go back into all these kind of the old way of doing it, or the old way of doing it from like yesterday. It's trying like take all these new things that you've kind of probably discovered just right now, and me too, and try and bring them in. That's it. So every time I pick up the sword, it's like, oh, new chance. It's a new chance to practice something totally old that I've been doing for years, but it's a new opportunity to practice something totally new. Because every day the feeling's totally different. It feels different every day. And working on that level is where it gets interesting. There we go. Good. Nice. Nice. Nice, very nice. Okay, let's take it into Zengo. So first one coming to the back, cutting down, really rotating through, compressing down, finding the back, going to the back. So now exploring the left side and also exploring a rotation movement. So rotating, working on the left side, rotating, right side. Now a much more complex movement. And again, just try and bring all these kind of qualities into this movement now. The bad thing is like going on autopilot again. Zengo Giri, I know this, but try and have the feeling like you don't know it. Still trying to figure it out. That's it. Good. 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 So what I find is like in the beginning, especially with beginners, all the focus goes to the cut. So it goes, the training goes a bit like this. All the push goes into the focus. And you spend a long time telling them don't do that. Because you need to focus, you put your priorities somewhere else. But they're actually right. Because all the focus does go to the cut. So that's actually a natural way. So if you think about a wave, it's got a long thing, and then it speeds up at the end. So that's a natural process. What I don't want to do is force that. So the problem is the forcing it. So, but get a sense now that there's actually a focus in the cut. So there's really a sense like this movement can be slow and then it's like a whip. And then you go, so just purposely play with the speed a little bit, or purposely play with the rhythm of the go, 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 go. But there's definitely a focus which goes to the cut. Cut. But most of the time, beginners are right when they come to the dojo. This is why they annoy people, because you've got all the seniors who've done things for years and know how things are. A beginner comes along and totally screws up their logic. So this is why beginners come into dojo. It's really great, because beginners tend to be pretty right. They will show you your faults very easily and clearly. So this is why you can really learn from beginners. Sometimes they're wrong, but anyway, it's another story. A lot of the time they can be right. There we go. So just look at the kind of rhythm of it. In dance, called like the phrasing of the movement. Ba, ba, bang. It's got a kind of clear aim. That's it. Yeah, one of the reasons I like focusing on the wave, because I actually just enjoy it. It's a really enjoyable motion. But you've got to also allow yourself to enjoy it. So if you think again about waves coming on the sea, you've got to enjoy them kind of crashing down. Wow. And you just like watch them crashing down on the sea. So it's the same thing here. Really allow it to kind of crash down. Come. And just let it go. And then go again. The worst thing I can do with this kind of training is like, I never give myself a chance to kind of appreciate what I've just done. So you're kind of clapping yourself and applauding yourself, but you're just watching it happen. Done. Done. Yeah, that's it. Just give yourself a bit of time. Yeah. So. There we go. Got it. Very nice. Nice. Great. Good, and then we're going to the 7 suguri. So just come into the back, make it nice and simple, working with a shomichi here, and then pressing forward into the ski. And then just find the back, coming down, pressing through, finding the cut. Really, again, emphasizing the end of the cut and the beginning of the ski. So there's really 2 different movements, the rotation, the cut, the ski. Really let each one finish. Cut, ski, rotate. Cut, ski, rotate. Just allow everything to like come to completion. Bam, bam, bang, bang. And this is really making distinctions in the form because they are different movements, totally different movements with different feelings attached to them.
Are you doing a showman cut in the 7 suguri?
Yeah, do this as a showman. So it's just to make it a bit simpler. So rather than working with a yokoman, it also emphasizes the hip. The hips are they go more, going from a showman hip to like a ski hip or hip to emi. There we go. Okay, big problem with the ski. Again, it's about finishing it. So if you think about really impacting or penetrating through something, it needs to have a focus. So really think about the ski work. It needs to have a sense of bang. So most of us instinctively, we get the cut, bang, just kind of natural. The ski tends to kind of somewhere. So it's something in the footwork, but it's also in my focus. It needs to have a sense of impacting to gong. So there's a kind of impact. Gong, gong. So really use it in a sense like a kind of percussive impact. It's got a kind of this kind of quality. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. In the same way you do a ski. It needs that kind of percussive impact. There we go. Boom. Bam. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. So the problem's on 2 levels. One is, the first one's really the basic one. It's not to push the sword out. So the ski is not about pushing the sword out forward. But that's just the basic level. Don't push the ski. The second level is that this is more in a feeling state, but it's like the feeling of the ski comes from the center of the body, not from the sword. So I don't have the feeling like that the sword does all the ski work. Really get a sense that that movement comes from the core. So the intention to ski comes from here. So that ski is coming from this part of the body, not from the hands and the sword. This will basically lead to separation. So just get a sense the whole body does the cut, whole body does the thrust. But the origin of the movement is in the center of your body. So that's where it's going to come from, in order to be like unified. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Got it. Interesting. Good. That's it. Boom. Nice. Nice. Great. Good, Nick. Good, 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 good. Okay, we'll do something a bit different, but it's really based on the same idea. It's a bit more complex. You're going to start with the same idea. So you're going to come here, down. Now what I want you to, rather than step with it, you're just going to press through this way, and you're going to come up. So what I want you to feel is you're going to raise the sword up. So what we've done before is like the impact's happening here, the impact's happening here, and now the impact's going to happen here, high. So that same kind of quality, what I want you to do is now translate it upwards. It's going to go bam, and then from here, that position. We'll just work on this. It's the same kind of principle, but it's a bit more tricky because it's going up. So I really need to get the sense that it's coming again from the center, So it needs to have that feeling of snapping. This is more like a snap, so it's like a cut and a snap. And then back. There's a cut and then a snap. That, just like that. And this is used for like striking someone's wrist usually, as they come up for an attack. That's it. That's it. Yeah, good. Okay. Good. That's it. Good. Good. Okay, good. Right back. And again, it's really not about pushing. So usually what happens in this case is like this, push out. And as soon as I push the structure, I can't find the focus up. Just get a sense that it's a snap. So it's like go. So it's something going to snap from the center of the body. So it's like this. The body moves forward, but the actual action of it is that. But it's not that. This is pushing out. So just get a sense of the last few, like go, impact. So it's really like an impact percussion. Yeah, good. That's it. That's it, John. Wow, good. Great, good, great. Got it. Nice. Okay, last couple of minutes. Just try this for the beginners. Just going to hit this, and then just allow the whole body to kind of carry over. Cut on the left side. So it goes like this. One, cut, up, and then bring the whole left side of the body in, cutting down this way. So it goes 1, 2, 3. Again, really focusing on the kind of impact. For all the senior guys, if you want, just play with that third movement. You can do a lot of it. You can do absolutely anything with it. As long as I follow that basic rule, impact. So it needs to have that kind of quality, but just play with it a little bit. For the beginners, just work on that kind of combination where you cut on the left side. But 1, bam. That's the kind of baseline. And then from here, just explore different combinations. Bam. You can do absolutely anything with it. It's always going to follow the same rules. One, two. Just play. Oh, whoosh. Yeah. Nice. 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 The last 30 seconds, so just be totally free with it. So move around, any kind of cut, any kind of movement, but all the time just think about extension, focus, impact, 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 impact. Just move through it. So just let the body kind of go. Back on. Back on. Just the last few. Let's really move around, explore. If you ever get kind of stuck with from the feeling, or you've lost the feeling, just go back to the first Saburi, or that's kind of 7. That's really a baseline movement. There we go, great. Nice. Great. Super. Very nice. That's the last one. Great. Okay. We're back. So. Domo. Great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.